Hello and welcome back. So in today's lesson, I want to talk to you about minor chords. In our previous lessons, where we learned to play in the keys of E, A, D, G, and C, we learned that what I call fundamental chords are going to be chords that are associated with that key and that are normally going to show up in most any popular song. So for example, in the key of D, what I call the fundamental chords are D, G, and A. And anytime you play a song, at least a popular song in the key of D, the chords that you're going to go to most often are D, G, and A. But there's also a minor chord that you could say is also a fundamental chord that's routinely seen in popular music. And that is going to be a minor chord. Each key has a minor chord that you'll often see in that key. So for example, G, the fundamental minor chord, or what we call the relative minor chord, is E. So G, E minor. So for the E minor, which is in the key of G, you start with the key of G, pick up your ring finger and your pinky, and move that middle finger to the 4th string, 2nd fret. Now you may notice that E minor sounds a little sadder, sounds a little gloomier maybe than G, which sounds a little more upbeat. But in every key, D, A, all of our keys have a relative minor. And you can think of that as just a minor that shows up most often. So in the key of D, our fundamental chords are G and A, and our minor is going to be a B minor. Now I'm going to show you how to make a B minor 7 because it's a little easier than a B minor. A full B minor, you'll learn that later when we go into the lesson on bar chords. For a B minor 7, you're going to put your index finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret. Your middle finger will go on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. And the ring finger is the bottom string, 2nd fret. So everybody's in the 2nd fret. And that's a B minor 7. For A, the only thing I want to have you do different for A is also on the 2nd fret, we're going to put the pinky on that bottom string. And that's called an F sharp minor. Now we'll learn the full F sharp minor when, again, we learn our bar chords, we learn a B chord or a B minor. We're also going to learn the F sharp minor. But for right now, we're just going to make our A and then add the pinky to the bottom string. In the key of E, the relative minor is C sharp minor. And unfortunately, you're not going to learn that one until you get all the way into the bar chord lesson. C has an easy one. The relative minor for C is an A minor. And all you have to do for that, leave your index and middle finger where they are, move that ring finger down to the 2nd fret, 3rd string. That's an A minor. Just so we learn all of our minor chords, if you're playing in the key of F, the minor, you can take that index finger off of both strings and only play the bottom string. Your pinky isn't going to be used and the middle finger can stay where it is. We'll move that ring finger down to the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and you have a D minor. So what I would suggest that you do is go back to each key. So for C, work on the transition with fundamental chords. F, C, G, C, A minor. All right. G, you go G to C, G, D, G, E minor. For D is D, G, D, A, D, B minor 7. And then for A is A, D, A, E, A, F sharp minor. All right, and there's your minor chords. Now, if you've tried to play a song and you've gotten to a minor chord, I'm sure you've probably realized in the lessons for the beginner, but each minor, you can technically get away with playing the root chord. So for example, D's relative minor is B minor, and we're making a B minor 7 for now. But if you don't know a B minor 7, or you don't know a B minor, you can just play the D chord. 2 of the 3 notes that make up a B minor are also in the D chord. The same thing for G and E minor. If you don't know the E minor, you can just play the G. Sometimes it won't sound exactly right, but it's pretty close, and I'll explain why it's so close in later videos. But now you should know your minor chords, and now you're ready to play even more songs since you have more chords under your belt. All right, thanks. I'll see you in the next lesson.